Oh yeah, vein check time, baby. What is all this? What is all this going on right here? The vein checks. Ooh, why are we looking so veiny? Delicious, if I must say so myself. So let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be talking about today. You see this? We got the hustle shirt on. Hey, but I'm actually here to tell you something a little bit different because all these gurus are telling you that you need to be hustling. But I want to tell you why your gameplay loop probably isn't working. At least one of the reasons. And that's because you're not having enough fun.
Man, these fools just really don't get it, man. Like, I'm a god. You know what I'm saying? I'm a god. I'm at the show. So this is your best when you're all looking raggedy. When I start murdering, man, don't be mad at me. Rolled up my fist, so you gotta be kidding. You're fighting a god and you're sending and grilling. I'm smacking you tricks and not breaking a sweat. And I gave you some chances to come and correct. And you throwing some seconds, your fight is the red. I should blow up your planet from lack of respect.
Let's assume that you're not having enough fun. And if you're in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe even more than that, then damn, like, chances are you're actually not having enough fun. And there's a few reasons for this, right? One, let's just be honest. The way the gameplay loop is designed is to keep you grinding harder than any MMO has ever asked you to grind, okay? And the loot you're gonna get is worse than any of the junk that you're gonna find in Destiny. It's already set up to be kind of boring, monotonous, and not give you much. Definitely not give you worth the effort that you're putting in. So it's easy to get stuck in this loop where you're just after more gear or better gear, or in a lot of cases of most people, just even getting gear, right? What do you do on your elevation? Well, a lot of gurus will have you believe that you just sit down and you do this and it's all gonna work. And while I can't say that's wrong, because sitting down and hustling is definitely going to get you places that not hustling would get you. Does it have to be boring? Does it have to be stressful? Does it have to be something that weighs on your soul? Well, the answer is no. See, there's this thing in the Asian culture called a balance. And that's something that Western cultures really don't know much about. That's also why they get confused about how many genders there are. Balance. When you have this over here and that over there, and then they come together to make something amazing, you've achieved a zen, a balance. You've achieved something that can move you forward. And that's what most people are missing, is balance in their life. You hustle, you hustle, you hustle. Sure, you might get there, but how miserable will you be? You just have fun, be a hedonist your whole life, and now you're a bum on the beach, living literally underneath an umbrella. How'd that work out for you? Balance. And part of balance is, say it with me, fun. Let's hear it one more time. Part of balance is fun. You have to go out and you have to have fun. So let's talk about how often you should be having fun and what type of fun you should be having, because there's three main types of fun you should be having. But the three main types of fun you should be having are the same types of fun you also find at a fast food restaurant. Is big, medium, and small. The same size as people come in. If you're having big fun, medium fun, or small fun, how much and when and what do these things look like? Let's take a look at it. A lot of YouTube videos will start you off with small, leading to big, but I'm actually going to start you off with the big grandiose. Kaboom! The big fun. You should be having big fun a minimum of 5 to 6 times a year, a minimum. And I think the minimum is where most of you guys watching this are going to fall in at because of where you are in your life, the money you're making, and how much hustling you still need to be doing. As you progress in life and get to the stages that are more advanced, you can have more fun without losing out, okay? Losing out on progress, I mean. So, right now, 5 to 6 times. That's about something once every other month. This can vary, but this is what you should be aiming for. And if you're not at that stage yet, like you're just in the beginning of your hustle journey, then you might only do something once or twice a year. Twice a year. If you're only doing something worth talking about once a year, you're certainly not having enough fun. But life might not permit you to have that much fun. So at the very lowest tier, I expect you to get out the house for at least 2 big events a year. But everybody should be doing 5 to 6 as a minimum, okay? If you're doing less than that, you're starving yourself socially and in a way spiritually, because you need the good energy, the good memories that you create to remind yourself why you're doing what it is that you're doing, why you do it all. So big fun, 5 to 6 times a year. And what does big fun look like, okay? Well, big fun is an event that lasts 2 or more days, okay? If you went to Six Flags or SeaWorld for one day, that doesn't count. You just went for one day. I'm not impressed. I don't give a fuck about your one day, oh, I went and hopped on a roller coaster story. Save that shit for the birds. What I want are 2-day adventures, not a one-day trip. I want a 2-day adventure out of you. What are things that you can do that are adventurous for 2 or more days? Well, the easiest one that comes to mind, especially on a personal level, are cons. That's what we call them. You might know them as conventions. Conventions can be anything from cosplay, anime, gaming, comic conventions. Hell, they even have Power Ranger conventions, right? They have a convention for everything that you might even remotely be interested in. And conventions almost always last 2 days or more. So you go to these conventions, sometimes they're near you, sometimes you have to go out of state, out of town, as they say, get a hotel. You get the whole experience, you know, you get your badge, you get the tickets, you're getting the hotel experience. The guests in the hotel are also going to where you're going. You're socializing. You are in the midst of your own kind, no matter how strange of a convention that may be. I don't care. It might be a furry convention. You have now found all the fucking furries. Easy. The easiest way to meet people like you. These people spent their hard-earned money to go do something that most people would consider obscure to some degree. These people give a fuck about what they're here for. That's where you want to be. Conventions. Theme parks. That's the one that I mentioned casually. 2 or more days. Not 1-day trip. 2 or more days. And the reason is you want a vacation from life. You don't do all this shit you're doing so that you can get money, so that you can go do something for one day. No, you do it so that you can create experiences, memories, so that life is enjoyable. If life isn't enjoyable, then what the fuck are you doing? You just woke up for some bullshit today? That's why you woke up? That's why you rolled out of bed in the morning? Or in the evening, or whenever the fuck you rolled out of bed? Was for some bullshit? No, but that's the kind of things that happen occasionally, is you have to deal with bullshit. So why don't you also give yourself some rewards? Balance all that bullshit out. Yeah, theme parks. So you got like Six Flags, SeaWorld, depending on where you live, you have things that are regional to you that maybe only your part of the world even has. Go to these things. 2 days minimum, where you're getting, you know, a hotel and you're like, you're like living on site, having the vacation life. Like, it feels good. You're there with your friends, your girls. Like, it's a good time. 2 days or more. Car shows, that's another good one. They're not as exciting as the other two. I suppose it would depend who you ask, right? But it's less fanatical. It's got its own car culture, and it's fun. But it's a little less fanatical, but it's still cool, you know, and people are still there because they love the things that you are obviously interested in. You paid money to be there. All of you paid the same amount, and maybe even got some VIP type reservations to be there. You guys give a fuck about this, and that's where you want to be. There's other things that you can do. Look them up. I'm not here to be your search assistant. Figure this shit out, and then go and do it. Okay. Now, let's talk about more medium things. How often should you be doing medium things? You got big things 5-6 times a year. Medium things. How often? Well, to keep things balanced, medium things should be done maybe like once or twice a month. Okay. You can do them more if you're in the advanced stages of progression through this life of hustling. You can do that, but you got to be doing it at least once or twice a month. So what does a medium thing look like? Well, that's something, I guess, if you think about it, and it sounds more often if you say it this way, but you're doing it like bi-weekly. You didn't do it this week, but you're going to do it the next week. You got a group of friends, you know, you got, it could be a small group of friends, maybe like 3 or 4 of you. It could be a big group of friends, maybe like 15 of you, all get together and do this thing. It could look like an extreme, or let me say a fancy sport. A fancy sport would be laser tag, paintball. And the reason these are more fancy sports is because they're physically strenuous. They're obviously a sport, they are. And they're a little bit more expensive. Like if you go paintballing, that takes gear and maintenance. If you go laser tagging, you go to a facility. Like, there's only that facility near you that you can do this thing at. It's more fancy, there's more involved. You don't just pick up a basketball and like drive 1 mile to the nearest basketball court and like, shoot hoops. That's not it. So this is fancy, right? So it takes a little bit of planning. You do that. You go visit places of interest, right? Maybe you're into museums, and don't say museums. Like if that seems boring to you, then you're not going to the right museums, because there are some amazing aquatic museums where you would see some shit that just would scare the fuck out of you if you were swimming in the ocean and it like fucking bumped into you, okay? So fucking calm your roll. Museums can be awesome, okay? Just depends what kind of museums you're into and what kind of museums that are around you. Because there's all sorts of museums. If there's something you're interested in, there's a museum that probably has a little bit of that there, okay? I'm sure there's even video game museums where you can go and look at like ancient relics of technology over time. Somebody Google that for me and let me know. Bing that for me and let me know. Video game museums, a thing? Question mark. Let's see, what else? Haunted tours. There's many places all throughout the world that have a reputation for being haunted, from castles to buildings and hotels, all sorts of things. And then there's tours that you can pay for and then go on with a group of people, and they will visit these places. Haunted tours are cool. You could do that. And then there's the more, as we would say in the gaming world, normie type shit. That would be bar hopping, club hopping. That's a normie ass shit, like when boring people can't think of anything else to do. They're like, hey, you want to go get a drink? Yeah, fucking go get a drink. But that can be a valid thing to do, to just have fun and just meet random chicks and just hear some loud ass music that will leave your ears ringing for the next 3 hours. Go do it. I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying it's some basic normie ass shit. But it did make the list, so tells you something. Now let's talk about small, okay? Small. Not like a midget. Like, I think they call them little people. But they're still fucking midgets. And they are small. You can't say I'm wrong. These are facts. So, small things that you can do. And how often should you be doing these things? These should be done once or twice a week. These are things, like, the list is much, much longer for these because there's more of these things that you can be doing. But this would qualify video gaming sessions with friends. Like, you call your buddy up. And I don't mean like at the end of your day where you put in good work, you hop on Xbox or hop on your PC or whatever. I mean, you actually get some of your homeboys and you go, hey, 6 p.m. tonight, everybody show up. We're playing whatever. And then you go do it. Okay? So, gaming session. Now, on the other side of car shows, right? You have car meets, If car shows are the quesadilla jam-packed full of beef and taco seasoning, well, the car meet is the taco of the quesadilla world. This is something that pretty much happens every week, right? There's always car meets from different organizations, different groups, small teams that, show up with, 15, 20 cars, and then bigger ones as well that are more well-known in your area. Going to these, you're going to meet people who are into the scene. It gives you something to do, and it's fun, It gives you a place that you can go relax and see things that stimulate your mind and gives you ideas that you might even want to do for your next ride or the ride that you currently have. I don't need to tell you why the car shows are cool. If you like cars, then you already know. Car meets and shows. That's what I said. Shut up. Now, on the other coin of fancy sports, there's standard sports, the more normie of the world, if you will, even for that. And, you got your tennis, you got frisbee, things like that. They're easy to pick up and go. Hell, you could do that like every day for exercise if you wanted to. But making sure that you do it once or twice a week with friends is what's going to keep it fun, interesting, and relaxing, unlike turning it into your main source of exercise where you're like, I got to do some fucking tennis today. I'm tired of shit, but I'll go play. No, you can go do this for fun, and you can do gym or something else for your, oh shit, I said I would exercise a day, I guess I better do it type thing. So your standard sport, turn that into something social. Movie theaters, obviously. Yes, I didn't say looking at it on your big screen. I said movie theater. Leaving the house is still important. Believe it or not, going outside is still a thing. I know, crazy, but it's true. Watch nights. Now, if you do want to stay inside your house, right? You don't want to leave and go to a movie theater, okay? That's fine. But again, you need to turn into something social. See, there's a theme with all this, and this is having other people involved in your day-to-day activities that you use for recreation, not just reading a book or something like that, right? No, you want to have a watch party. Invite your friends over to watch your favorite anime series or whatever things you might be into watching. But definitely anime series are the easiest, because if you and your friends like anime, there's an infinite supply of anime out there, and it's only getting better as time goes on. So have a watch party. Watch the things that you guys are into, and it will be a blast. I can't promise everybody's gonna be quiet where you hear all the words, but all of you will be having fun, and it will be cool, and it will be hype. Watch parties, baby. Now, on the more normie list, just like we finished out the other list with a couple things that are more normie for the activities, a house party. Generally, if you are well connected enough and know enough people, there's almost a party every weekend at somebody's house. And these don't have to be huge with like 30 people. They could just have like 8 to 10 people showing up, drinking, and, you know, socializing, you know, hopefully not getting in too much trouble or being too dramatic with things. And girls, when you drink, some of you get dramatic, and guys, when you drink, some of you get angry. Some of you also get dramatic, damn drama queens. Anyways, house parties. Do this once or twice a week. Now, I would recommend house parties is probably a once a week thing. And from the list that I provided for small things, you should be mixing it up. I wouldn't say have house parties, you know, once a week, every fucking week, you know, 4 times a month or anything like that. But what I would say is, like, you know, you have some of the frisbees thrown in there. You have some of the house parties or the watch nights. You go into a movie every other week. You take from a list of small things and you make a nice variety bucket of fun is what you do. And that's how you keep yourself moving forward and motivated. And remember, the cool thing about the small things is that these are the things that you can do that don't cost any money or cost very little money, right? They're small things. And it's going to be a constant reminder of why you do what you do. That's the biggest thing, is to always be reminding yourself, hey, this is why I wake up and I do the things that aren't always easy. This is why I'm responding to emails that are boring. This is why I'm looking to elevate my status, elevate myself, elevate my life. Okay? This is why, so that I can do these things without worry, so that I can have days like this more often. That's why you do big things, medium things, and small things. And between all the stuff that you're doing, you're keeping yourself occupied and social and having fun while putting in the hustle needed to maintain it and elevate yourself as well, because maintenance is just something waiting to break. Improvement, well, now you're talking about evolution. Also, possibly a bigger note to touch on is when I say remind yourself why you do what you do. It's not just for motivation. Because remember, there's 2 ways to arrive at a destination. Okay? One, you can arrive and you can be beat up and thankful that you finally made it. Whew. Finally here. Whew. Or 2, you can arrive strong and proud that you're there and victorious. You can stand up, you're not beat up, your shoulders are back, your head held high, your muscles glistening and veiny, maybe a little bit like mine, and you go, fuck yeah, we're here. If you take care of your body, if you take care of your mind while always moving forward, then you can get to the goal and you can be a complete being. Getting to the goal isn't enough. I'm going to say that one more time for you guys, okay? I want to drill this home for you guys. you awesome men watching this channel, I want this to sink in because hustling is important. But I want you to know that if you take care of your body, okay, and you take care of your mind, all right, then you can arrive at your goals a complete being and not just a husk that's going to need recovery. When you get out there, you make friends and you do things and you constantly remind yourself why you do what you do. Then when you get to the goals that you have set, you're not beat up. You're not a husk of yourself. You're not worn down. You're strong, you're level-minded, and you're ready for the next step. You can relax and enjoy your victory rather than being beat up and being a husk. Arrive at your goals strong and proud. And remember, have more fun, but always be balanced. See you in the next video. And remember, this channel is sponsored by, hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Are you broke? Are you not broke? Are you broker than a joke? Are you doing good? Are you not doing good in life? Well, this YouTube channel's for you. God Connecticut, the host, owner, and badass mofo of GG Straight Up. Looking good in the neighborhood as always. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for today's sponsor. Now, I want to ask everybody watching this real quick, very, very brief question. How much did you pay to watch this video? Oh, really? You don't say. Oh? That's absolutely amazing. Well, since you got in on this video at that low, low price, how about you do what you can to show a little love and support? Hit the subscribe button right now. Just smack it in the face like somebody told you your girlfriend's fat. Only if she isn't fat. If she is fat, just like nod and agree and then get her on some, weight loss pills and a treadmill. Get her a gym membership. Can't be walking around no fat hoes. Okay? No fat sloots. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, show some love. Now back to the video. So fucking like and subscribe because we need to grow out here so that I'm not just helping you watching the video, I can help everyone else who should be watching the videos. This is real shit. I'm talking about stuff nobody else is talking. Who out there told you you need to have more fun and actually meant it? God Connecticut. See you in the next video. And remember, arrive strong and proud.